Wow, that was really dumb. Hey guys, welcome to the Wake Up Missoula Thanksgiving Holiday Special. In the next couple minutes, we're going to have some guests coming on here to talk about what their Thanksgiving means to them. Oh, I think I hear somebody coming in right now. Maybe I can get them to wear this hat. Let's find out. Come on. Oh, hey Jack, come on in.
Action.
No, not yet. I have to ask if you want to wear it. Let's do this again. Alright, so here with me is Jack Hamill. He is a specimen of perfect Thanksgiving wear. He has the sweatpants for adjustable inches in case, he gets a little bit bigger from the Thanksgiving feast. But I also got him a nice hat, a pilgrim type hat. I didn't make it myself. I found it somewhere, so I thought it would be really nice. So here, put this on.
Thank you.
So tell us, Jack, what is your Thanksgivings like?
They're pretty cool and chill. I just hang out with family and friends.
Oh, hold that thought. We got another guest. Wait here.
Okay.
Hello, come on in.
Haha. Let me get the door.
Well, we're here now with Austin. He's dressed a little bit differently than how Jack is dressed. Jack is dressed for the future. Austin is dressed for the past. So as you can see here, his face is all ready to munch on down. It's going to be a mess. So he'll probably need to wear a bib about here. It might need to cover about a certain percentage of this area. Unless he wanted to get all over his tie, he'd have to have more in this area. But if we take a look at this little pocket right here, this is usually where you stick your napkin or you stick it out. So you can have a nice little handkerchief to have it in about. And if you look at his hands, you can see that his nails are cut just right for the process. And look at his pants. See, he's wearing corduroys. So corduroys are perfect if you're looking to shock that one family member with static electricity. And let's take a look at his shoes. So I'm not sure if it's a pleather or leather kind of mix. It's a very simple, elegant shoe. It doesn't really stand out, even though that you'll be sitting down most of the time and we'll see this portion of your body. So let me ask you boys something. Are we related in any way?
Like, technically, maybe, because we're like all, what are you? Did you come, like, from Ireland or something? Like, you're
So let's
10%. Okay.
Let me rephrase that. Are we in immediate relations as in terms of last names and immediate family?
Sadly not, no.
So this would be considered a Friendsgiving. But in pioneer days, it's more about togetherness. And during the first Thanksgiving, it was between families and non-families alike who come together, share food, and eat it together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we have a very special guest. I'm going to bring him in right now. Hi, I am standing here with my special guest, Rowan. He is American Indian, right?
Yeah.
So, I have a hat for you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be...
No. That's
why not?
how any of this works. No. That's kind of offensive, man.
Oh, why is it offensive?
These are the hats that the people that killed my people with.
Oh.
They wore that when they basically committed genocide,
Oh. Oh, Saved by the Bell. Looks like we got another guest for our Thanksgiving Friendsgiving extravaganza here from Wake Up Missoula. Come on. It's the traditional Thanksgiving gorilla. So I'm going to have the traditional Thanksgiving gorilla stand right here.
Oh, gorilla.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's always,
Thank
I
you.
I really appreciate you guys helping me on this video.
Wow.
It's a nice to have all my boys from I've known from back in the day to right now. So I just want to say from where, no matter where you are, no matter where you go this Thanksgiving, I hope you guys have a good time. And from all of us here at MCAT, Happy Thanksgiving! Hey guys, welcome back to Wake Up Missoula. I have the regular show now back just to talk about what's kind of happening in and around the city of Missoula, and especially the weather in terms of your Thanksgiving weekend. It's currently 21 degrees outside. Your high's going to be 46. Today it's going to be mostly sunny, and then tonight it's going to be mostly cloudy with 27 degrees. Well, going into the Thanksgiving weekend, you're going to see some snow starting to kind of try to pour down. By Friday, you can see 100% chance of rain and snow mixtures with lows into the 30s, highs into the 36. So you expect some of these temperatures to start dropping as soon as Thanksgiving starts wrapping up. But you still have all weekend long to enjoy some of the fun activities. I'm going to kind of go through a guide of what you guys can do for your Thanksgiving holiday as well, since I will not be doing a Wake Up Missoula show on Friday. I'm just kind of basically encompassing everything that you need to know what's happening this weekend as well. Also, orientation is every Wednesday at MCAT, 5:30. If you're interested in being a part of the MCAT family, produce your own shows, create your own shows, be a part of other shows, you can come on down to MCAT every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. You can call us at 542-6228, otherwise known as 542-MCAT. You can also email us, mcat@mcat.org. All right, so anyways, let's talk about some movies that are coming out this weekend. It's time for Pre-Critic Thanksgiving Edition. First up, we got Ralph breaks the internet. Yeah, things happen. So anyways, this is a sequel to Wreck-It Ralph, where he decides to go to the internet to do stuff. So anyways, as this has been done before in media, Disney's going to take their spin on the internet with a lot of their own franchises and intellectual properties that they'll be able to utilize via the internet. So you guys get to kind of enjoy a mixed bag of stupid games and stupid fun things, stupid gags, and eventually like a story that kind of gets itself grounded. Because with the originally Wreck-It Ralph movie, you can expect like the beginning to be kind of like showing a whole bunch of things, and then by the time they get into the second act, everything's kind of refined, and they're pretty much in the same area for the majority of the movie, leading up until the end. And that's what you can expect from probably this movie as well, where introductions, where you introduce the world, and then you forget about like 90% of the world while you concentrate about 5% of that movie as it moves forward on storytelling and kind of like all that stuff. So anyways, you know, this movie had a whole trailer describing why they didn't call it Ralph Wrecks the Internet, while now it's called Ralph Breaks the Internet. All right, moving on. This other movie has been has many people been waiting for ever since they decided to be like, hey, what if Creed had a kid and he was a boxer too? Because, you know, eventually we were going to try to do that with Rocky, but then we just turned his son into more of a kind of like a person who doesn't want to fight like his dad. And so they made Rocky Balboa, and that was like, okay, so we're not going to continue on the franchise. So they decided to be like, hey, what about putting Creed as his son? So they made this movie. And then now they're making a sequel to the movie where he's going to be basically fighting communism for a second time. So expect to watch this. A mixed bag of cameos from the past and some new characters in the future, propelling this into further thing. I don't know, they kind of skipped the whole rematch with the original antagonist boxer with more of a just jumping to Rocky 4. So it's like basically it's Creed 4. Anyways, let's move on to the last thing. It's called yet another Robin Hood movie. They have yet again crossed a forgettable movie about a man and his merrymen in pursuit of robbing the rich and giving it to the poor, and they just kind of expand on that. It's like when they read the source material, it's like Robin Hood. Oh, he's really famous. He's one of those buzzwords that is part of medieval history. Let's well, what did he do? Okay, he robbed from the rich and he gave to the poor. Okay, how can we expand on that? It was like, who are the characters? You have the king, you have Robin Hood, Maid Marian, Little John, and then just kind of expand from there. That's usually how it works. You know, like if you've ever seen any of the Robin Hood, it's pretty much simple. Where Robin Hood disguises himself as an old man to go in an archery competition, wins it, reveals himself, and then he runs away. This is a lot of just like parts even in the original story of Robin Hood where it's just like, there's a lot of things that are just kind of missing from this that felt like it never really belonged. So I think the best representation of Robin Hood would either be Men in Tights or Time Bandits. So anyways, those are some of your movies that are happening this Thanksgiving weekend, and you can enjoy all those, or you can completely skip it, because what you see is kind of what you get. If you've seen it in the trailer, you can kind of get the premise of each of these movies. It's pretty much like Kree's going to fight a Russian son of Ivan Drago, and Ralph is going to break the internet. Unless he doesn't break the internet, then the title would be completely wrong. So there's that. All right, so that's kind of what's happening with that. I have dubbing stuff for you guys. This is a brand new dubbing stuff. It is a Thanksgiving special from Kelvin and the Colonel. So when I come back, I'm going to talk about some city council stuff.
Oh, look, there it is. Where do you think the guy is? Relax, Bear. I got this all handled. Follow my lead.
Are you guys customers?
We are perhaps the best customers you will ever have. That is, if you know how to wine and dine us, after all. We are two entrepreneurs looking to get a new, thing of sorts. You know, like a refrigerator or some kind of... I think we'd settle with an icebox. You know, I'm just a simple bear.
Well, yes, I'll be more than capable of helping you guys.
We enjoy the support. We're looking to see if we could possibly get some of that free food that you have provided from your newspaper. You know, if you buy something from the store, we can get free food.
Well, yes, I'm quite aware of that newspaper ad that I helped print and promote the sale. Check out this icebox. It's pretty swank.
I think this will do.
Wow, that was easy. Perhaps now I can go on that vacation I really wanted to. You know, back in Hawaii, not necessarily Hawaii, but you know, Hawaii's kind of a trashy...
Hold that thought, you might want to go to Barbados. They have cold evenings. Hey, by the way, when does the store close? I'm wondering, well, you know, in case there's an incident.
Well, yes, we're going to be closed like at 5:30 or whatever, so it's 5 now.
Oh, cripes, we need to get this back. I agree. Otherwise, we won't get our money back. We better hurry on down to the girls. Oh, don't worry, we just need to be somewhere at 5:30.
Well, thank you for your service.
Will you stop doing that? Oh, sorry. All right, we'll drop off all this food and then return the cooler. Yep. Outside, stop it. Make way, coming through. All right, put it here. Okay, good. We're all good.
Ooh, sure.
Well, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. You know I can't pick up on social cues. And here we go. Just in time. Haha, good job, me. You think we'll get our money back? You didn't really tell me a plan or anything.
Well, hi, boys. That was quick. What seems to be the problem? Too much asbestos?
Well, not enough after all. We need more asbestos.
More asbestos? Are you crazy? Do you think asbestos grows from the trees and I could just willfully hand them out? Especially before this hour?
Sorry, I got carried away. I ate all the asbestos back at home. Hera, he needs all the asbestos in the world. If you could possibly give us more asbestos. This icebox doesn't have an adequate amount of asbestos.
Now listen here. This thing has plenty of asbestos.
Well, it's not quite enough. Perhaps you can talk to the building manager about this. I'm not a simpleton. I need asbestos to survive. And if you don't have an adequate amount of asbestos, we'll take our leave from here. Well, we didn't get the asbestos we wanted. What are you talking about? We wanted a refund for that fridge. We didn't want any asbestos. It was just a ploy. A ploy after all.
All right, let's kick it off with some city council report. The city of Missoula is going to be talking about an upcoming public hearing about annexation of airport property up from, it's pretty much close to the Y, but it's almost across from the airport, further up Expressway to annex some of those areas for future development.
taxes, and there's just a whole bunch of things going on up there. Because when I was looking at houses to buy, they had like a weird line in Expressway. Some of the houses were in the city, while others were still part of the rural. So the city's looking to annex more places, which would ultimately affect your taxes up in the Airport Boulevard type area, all the way leading up into the Lithia. So the city council, city initiated a request to annex about 3,200 acres of land that includes the Missoula County Airport, the Missoula Development Park, including the Technology District, other properties in the Missoula Industrial Park area, and the Canyon Creek Village subdivision. The Highway 10 West and MRL right-of-way will also be annexed as far west as Butler Creek. Jean Curtis, she's going to be wrapping up her time as county commissioner, is concerned that the city police and other services will be difficult to extend towards zoning of county property to become city property, so it would put a strain on city employees. So here's what Jean Curtis had to say.
If they live inside the city limits. So the inability to access the USDA and the increase in taxes with no new service will take several hundred homes out of the current inventory of affordability. So I would just ask that you wait. You also don't have an annexation plan. So if you could take it off the consent agenda, at least we can have a little more discussion about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Jean Curtis talking a little bit about that. Of course, in the beginning of her statement, Jean Curtis also mentions that the fact this would put a burden on rural fire services, basically putting city fire services in charge of these areas, which rural fire services has provided for many years. The city approved the measure to have a public hearing. This was on the consent agenda for approval for a public hearing, not necessarily the future annexation, but this is item and many other items in place. This is in preparation for an annexation, and the city sent postcards to all property owners within the annexation areas. If you haven't had this information, you should totally double check with the city council and the city hall. So anyways, they're inviting them to the September 5th open house at the Wingate Hotel off Airport Boulevard. So that's when the public hearing is going to happen. It's going to happen on September 5th. It's going to be open house, and this is where they're going to be. Wait. Why is this? Oh, that's weird, because apparently they already had the open house. Sorry, I just completely read that wrong, because September 5th already happened. Sorry about that. I totally made a mistake on that one. So if you want more information, you can call the City of Missoula. You can access it going to ci.missoula.mt.us for more information as well. Here's their website. All right, let's move on to the next thing that they're talking about. There was a proclamation read by our Mayor, John Agan, and he's talking about Small Business Saturday in response to Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
First, ladies and gentlemen, whereas small businesses form the backbone of our local economy, generating jobs and improving the quality of life for citizens, and whereas the City of Missoula, Montana supports the efforts of local businesses and recognizes the critical role they play in our community, and whereas Small Business Saturday is a nationwide campaign to cultivate business for small merchants on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and whereas Small Business Saturday will stimulate growth locally for small merchants by following in the tradition of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, two of the busiest shopping days of the year and best to be avoided, and whereas, sorry, that was an editorial comment, and whereas we encourage citizens to consider shopping small merchants on Small Business Saturday as a way to boost the local economy and strengthen our small business community. Now, therefore, I, John Agan, Mayor of the City of Missoula, in the state of Montana, do hereby proclaim November 24th, 2018 in Missoula as Small Business Saturday. And
all right, so this Saturday in downtown Missoula, the Missoula Downtown Partnership will be working with many local organizations and realtors in the Missoula area about promoting Buy Local Saturday. So anyways, let's move on. Habitat for Humanity has also had a proclamation for a day of giving thanks for people who have provided millions of, like hundreds, thousands of hours of services for building homes since 1991 here in Missoula and housing about 145 Missoula children living in poverty housing. So here is Noreen Hume with Habitat for Humanities and speaks on behalf of Habitat for Humanities here in Missoula.
I just came from my own home and my oasis there with my children and my partner. And I just, as I was thinking about what I was saying tonight to you all, I realized that I take my home sometimes for granted. And I know that many of us do. I think it's human nature. And especially when I have one bathroom for 4 people, and sometimes I complain a lot about having that one bathroom. But in any event, I also asked my children in the last week what it means to them to live in a home that they own. And my 11-year-old said, well, Mom, everything. Like I should know what she means, and that I was supposed to understand that before she said it. And then she proceeded to tell me that she knows of a girl in her 6th grade class at Washington Middle School who does not have a home, does not live in an apartment. And Estella, my daughter, said, Mom, she is just sad all the time. And that certainly pulls at all of our heartstrings. We all know that there's many children in Missoula that don't have homes. My 15-year-old said, well, Mom, it's changed for me, because I asked her the same question a couple years back. She said, for me now, it means that my heart has a place that can be still as I dream about the things that I can affect the world to change how we live.
All right, so those are some of the quotes from Noreen Hume talking about how Habitat Humanity has helped them with their own housing as well. In other city-related news, the Dram Shop wants to open a local location south of the mall, where those storefronts have been in Missoula for many years now. The location is across the new theater portion of the Southgate Mall. Zach Miller from the Dram Shop, owner for about 3.5 years, just off of Front Street, has this to say in response.
It's been a great place to do business. Our hope is that our new shop in the south central part of the city can bring the same sort of commercial energy and community gathering place that our place on Front Street has become.
All right, so that was just a brief quote from Zach Miller. We also have, of course, the city approved of the new Dram Shop location, because it falls along the tavern ordinance type deal, that the title covenants that the city has to approve for any additional taverns that get placed in the city of Missoula. John DeBari reflects on the new spot for the Dram Shop, and this is what he had to say about this.
I just think that there's a lot of great energy happening in Midtown Missoula these days, and I think that that the addition of your business will add to that. And thank you for considering Midtown, and I wish you good luck.
All right, so that, I just have a whole bunch of short quotes for you guys from all sorts of avenues of the city of Missoula. But I'm going to bring it on back. The city of Missoula went to Helena just the other day. Julie Armstrong reflects on a affordable housing deal that she hoped would pass in Helena, but sadly did not. And this is her talking a little bit more about this.
I'm sure you all remember the Skyview project that was presented to council, which is a fantastic project that would have been on the Skyview mobile home site, which has now been scraped. And we gave it all our energy and our go, and it didn't happen. And we're hoping they reapply for next year. But we at least left them with the impression that Missoula needs affordable housing, especially at this time, and it is not just unicorns, puppies, and rainbows as the rest of Montana seems to perceive us, and that we have real people who have that should have the privilege of owning a home that they can afford in this town. So there's a little bit of a letdown today.
All right, so we also have Heidi West, who also reflects on this deal going through in Helena.
There's no reason any of these projects should have gone unfunded. There's need all across Montana, and it's a really uncomfortable position to be in for communities to be pitted against each other in this, everybody's equally deserving of a home. So it was a really eye-opening experience, and it's incredible what people that develop affordable rental housing go through, and that they keep doing it is amazing. So
All right, so that was Heidi West reflecting on that as well. So that pretty much wraps up your city council. You can get full access to this less than an hour meeting by going on to MCAT.org. MCAT.org is a great resource for everything that you need to know about local programming, government, public access. All you need to go is to MCAT.org. If you click on the channel 190 link, it'll bring you to our page, which allows you to access most recent government meetings, including Missoula Lives, Missoula City County Health Board, your school board from MCPS, and more. All right, so that's basically what you guys need to know about that. Once again, if you want to learn more information about the city of Missoula, you can go to ci.missoula.mt.us. Well, it's about that time of the show where I've been kind of not getting to the new programs going to be airing, but because we do have quite a fair amount of programs going to be airing on MCAT for the next couple days and this weekend as well. So I highlighted a couple of the big ones that are happening. There was a music summit. There's Pianissimo. There's also Look Before You Speak with Courtney Blazon. It's a two-parter, so we'll be showing part 2 this weekend as well. And you can look up all these programs at MCAT.org, but pretty much they'll be airing on our channel 190 throughout this weekend. So, without further ado, here's a couple teases from these videos, and when you come back, I'll tell you about all the events that are happening your Thanksgiving, and including where to go if you are in need of services during Thanksgiving.
The cool thing about this is every time you work, it plays a relapse, or it plays a time-lapse replay, and I can go through it kind of faster, but then you can see. So I approach it in the exact same way I would with anything, you know. So I love that feature too, because then people can kind of see how you start.
Your language is really consistent throughout.
Right, yeah, that was definitely my main...
I mean, oftentimes I've witnessed computer-generated art from somebody that I'm familiar with their work in drawing or painting, and there's a different feel to it. But this is really seamless.
Thank you. That's what I've definitely made the attempt to try. I am getting to use some of the cool features like snap 2 lines that make everything straight. I don't use rulers in my own work, no matter how many lines I have to do. I'm just like, I just want to figure it out on my own, but that's kind of enchanting that you can make like a perfect pattern.
I'm not sure anyone's increased defense spending in the course of 6 years nearly 20 times over as Hitler did. Now, even though over time, lack of raw materials, thinking here of bauxite, which is used to make aluminum, and then iron ore, of course, for steel. Lack of raw materials was starting to bite by the late 1930s. Nevertheless, Hitler's head start had given Germany a real strategic advantage, and the realization that he had the upper hand for the moment, but that the other powers, France, Great Britain, were stirring and might soon catch Germany, was one reason, big reason, that Hitler decided to go to war in 1939.
And I remember those days, and they were great times to be in Red Lodge. Lots of people would come from long distances. And for whatever reason, most of those things had gone away. And there were some weekend things, but there was nothing multi-day festivals. So we were kind of talking one night and about how great this used to be. And a friend of mine said, have you ever thought about a songwriter festival? Well, I'd never been to a songwriter festival. I'd never seen a songwriter in the round, but I thought it was kind of a cool idea. I spent a little time Googling things and saw what it might be like. And so we put together a plan to have our first songwriter festival in 2016. And my friend Corey had some connections in Nashville, and the luck kind of comes into it. We've been able to tap into a vein of the greatest songwriters in the world of country music. And everybody from Win Varble to Brett Jones to Tony Lane to even Stevens have come and graced us with their talents in Red Lodge, and we'll continue that.
When I graduated, I went and became a music journalist. In my first few years, I interviewed bands and got to hang out in recording studios and tour buses, and it was awesome. But I wasn't making any money, and I needed I couldn't survive on going to shows and getting free CDs. So I eventually had to figure out something else, and I segued into doing artist management. And I started doing day-to-day management for an artist named Steve Tyrell, which opened many doors. I went on to work with Paul Anka and Rod Stewart and all sorts of other interesting adult contemporary types of artists and a lot of jazz. And I ran a recording studio on Sunset Boulevard for a few years as well. It was really fun. It was a good time.
Well, easy come, easy go. Well, let me hear you. Let me show you the events that are going on. Wow, I just kind of made that up last minute. Sorry about that. Well, let's talk about some events that are happening. So it's the Thanksgiving weekend. If you're not wasting time going to the movies and getting along with your family, here is a bunch of events for your holiday weekend. Missoula Public Library sponsors Tiny Tales and Story Times out of Frenchtown Branch in Empower Place every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Many of those events that might be kind of curved through your Thanksgiving weekend as well. So if you see some of these programs on MissoulaEvents.net, a lot of them are copy-paste programs for every single week, not to be confused with a lot of the holiday programs, since a lot of these programs might be canceled during the holiday break as well, since the library might be closed on Thanksgiving Day. So just so you guys know. If you're interested in getting some indoor fun, while the weather is going to get colder, but of course today might be a good day to do some outdoor fun with some coats and stuff. If you want to do some indoor fun with safe padded room environment type stuff, you can go to Mismo Gymnastics, you can go to Missoula Indoor Sports Arena, and you can go to Roots Acro Sports Center from 9 to 12, depending upon their hours, and it's good for kids who are walking to 5 years of age. Congregate lunches in Bonner. So this is one of the first of many Turkey Day type, pre-Turkey Day and Turkey Day type deals happening starting at around 12:30 to about 2 p.m. today. They hold congregate lunch each of the month of the third Wednesday in their Savior's Lutheran Church in Bonner. Lunch starts at 12:30. Individuals interested in attending lunch should call them at 258-6245. Again, that number is 258-6245. It's going to be at the church. It's right next to the school. Special making activity, light up turkeys, Spectrum Discovery, as you can join them in the makerspace for today's special activity from 3 to 5:30. Light up turkeys. Make your own turkey to show off during the Thanksgiving lights up, where you complete a circuit between the battery and a LED. Wednesday movie matinee at the Big Sky Branch. They'll be watching Incredibles 2, starting at 3:45 at Big Sky High School Library. Then, of course, Missoula Interfaith Turkey Thanksgiving celebration is going to be Atonement Lutheran Church. The Missoula Ministerial Association invites everyone to join the 4th Annual Interfaith Thanksgiving Service and Pie Social to the benefit Family Promise. Event takes place at the Atonement Lutheran Church, which is at 2205 34th Street in Missoula. So this is going to be part of the Missoula Interfaith Thanksgiving celebration, and that's kind of go into your Thursday, which is going to be Thursday's morning turkey trot. It's Women's Club Health and Fitness Center. They're doing a huffing before the stuffing. The Women's Club will be opening their big gym to the public for fun and fitness Thanksgiving morning, bringing an item for donation to the Missoula Food Bank. And their schedule is from 9 a.m. to about noon. It's free and open to the public, including Tom's. Enter through the gym, double doors at Bow Street. Turkey trot at the Women's Club. Yeah, pretty much. Turkey Day 8K and 3K family fun run starting at McCormick Park. If you're interested in doing a 8K or 3K, starts Thanksgiving by getting out and being active. The Turkey family fun run, of course, travels along the riverfront of the Milwaukee Trail with short distances on a few Missoula city streets, and you can get some fresh air and exercise before feasting on Thanksgiving meal. Each participant will receive exclusive race swag. Chip timing, post-race refreshments, and more. Run Wild Missoula members receive $2 discount. The 3K is free, untimed fun run for runners and walkers of all ages. And of course, it's the second annual Thanksgiving fundraiser at Wagon Indoor Dog Park. Come in the Wagon and partake in the Thanksgiving fundraiser and potluck. Wagon is an indoor dog park for dogs. If it's too cold outside for your pets, you can bring them inside the Wagon Indoor Dog Park. And this is a celebrate your dog during this Thanksgiving. Its dog ownership is not required. Also, so it is all proceeds are given to charity with the most votes, and you can vote for your charity. All right, so those are some of your Turkey Day events that are happening those days as well. If you're interested in doing some nightly events tonight as well, karaoke, Badlander, karaoke, Dark Horse, and of course they have trivia happening at a Broadway Bar and Grill, Trivia the Press Box. Thursday night, I just want to remind you that they're going to have some dancing stuff and some karaoke at the Dark Horse. They're going to have Party Volcano at the Badlander. They're going to have open mic at the Green Alternative Dispensary. And those are some of your events that are happening on Thursday night. But I'm going to kind of take a break here. I'm going to show you an art clip from the Clay Studio of Missoula. And when I come back, I'm going to talk about some of your Friday and weekend events as well, since I will not be doing a Friday morning show. All right, so thanks to our very own Rick Phillips for producing that nice art clip out of the Clay Studio of Missoula. If you get a chance to, there's a bunch of art happening, and there will be ending on November 30th. And then, of course, almost as soon as December starts, a lot of the art clips I've been showing on my morning show will end as well. So there's a lot of art changes going to be happening starting as early as December as we move into the holiday season. But it's never too early for Christmas, and Friday they're going to be talking about some certain things, and they're going to kick things off with a bunch of, they're going to be holiday bazaars, there's going to be all sorts of things happening on the weekend, but kicking your Friday morning off is the Montana Art Festival, which will be going on for 3 days from 10 a.m. to about 6 p.m., and it's going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn, and it's the Montana Art Festival. It's going to be original art and crafts by local and regional artists, all happening at the Hilton Garden Inn. Family field trip to the Insectarium, Missoula Insectarium. They're offering programs just for kids and occasionally just for adults. But this time around, they are hosting a program that entire families can participate in. The program kicks off with an exploration time of Insectarium, followed by a concise introduction to the procedures of an experiment and time to conduct your experiment as a family. Insectarium staff and volunteers will guide you through an experiment as you complete the lab and learn all about the wonders of a beetle's strength. And this is going to be happening from 1 to 3 p.m. It's going to be $7 a person or $4 person for members. You pay at the door, but pre-registration is still required, and this is going to be the Missoula Insectarium. You can go to MissoulaButterflyHouse.org for more information. And also kicking off your Christmas holiday is White Christmas. University of Montana will be premiering White Christmas pretty much the day after Thanksgiving, because apparently the students probably don't want to see their families for Thanksgiving. So the University of Montana, I don't know. I'm gonna make the same comment when they do, because they're having a volleyball game as well around that night as well. So anyways, this is White Christmas. This enchanting holiday confection is based on and features the songs made famous by the classic 1945 Irving Berlin film White Christmas. Two World War II veterans have a successful song and dance act when they meet a pair of singing sisters en route to their Christmas show at the Columbia Inn in Vermont. The inn, owned by a soldier's former general, is in dire straits. No snow means no guests. The entertainers vow to get their inn back in the black and, of course, fall in love in the process. And this is happening from this weekend. So it's going to actually, it's pretty much, it looks like it's going to kick off on the 20th, which was yesterday. They took a couple days off. So the 23rd, 24th, November 28th through December 1st. Performances also have matinees on the 24th and 25th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, but most performances will be at 7:30 p.m., running from this Friday, Saturday, through next week's Thursday through Sunday. So you can check all that out and more by logging on to umt.edu. All right. And that pretty much wraps up your Friday events. If you guys are interested in learning more, you can go to MissoulaEvents.net. I'm just kind of briefly going through a whole bunch of stuff because there's a lot of thick stuff happening on Saturday, because Saturday is Buy Local Saturdays. Holiday arts and crafts, as we forget about Thanksgiving completely and go on to the gift ideas for the holiday season. Charlotte Senior Center, starting at 9 a.m., we'll be doing a bazaar crafts fair. 24th Sentinel High School crafts fair starts at 9 a.m. China Wood Bazaar, it's going to be at China Wood and Furniture. It will be kicking off at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Gift wrapping by Engel and Volkers. Engel Volkers Western Frontier, and you can come by the shop from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. during Small Business Saturday to enjoy hot coffee, cocoa, and cider while they wrap your holiday gifts. Donations are encouraged, and they will benefit Special Olympics Montana Vive Valley areas. It is Small Business Saturdays to compete with the big chain stores. Black Friday deals and downtown partnership, along with many businesses downtown, will continue the tradition of promoting and offering deals to your local stores in the downtown area. You might be able to enter a raffle for a gift card for the downtown of Missoula. But of course, if you're interested in doing some shoppings on Saturdays and you want to drop your kids off somewhere, MCAT Saturday drop-ins are happening this Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. From what we've seen in the past, our usual limit is about 11, 12 kids per Saturdays. So it's first come, first serve. We don't want to be like, oh yeah, we'll hold a spot for you. So, it starts at 1. So just expect to be here at 1, and it happens from 1 to 5 every Saturday, even through this Thanksgiving holiday season. But of course, we'll be probably taking it off during the Christmas holiday break, and then bring it back after New Year's. So once again, MCAT Saturday drop-ins happen every single Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. But wait, there's more. As MCAT will dive into promoting our Winter Days Camp, which will be happening December 26th through the 28th. This is going to be a all-day camp, which happens from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., pre-care starting at 8:30 a.m. It's a short multimedia camp for kids during this tough winter break for parents. And our location is 500 North Higgins, Suite 105. To register, you can go to mcat.org and click on the link on the picture. All right, so like I said, the Lady Grizz will be taking on South Dakota in the Dogburg Arena. It's the Lady Grizz debut against South Dakota during the holidays, and this will be their basketball game against South Dakota, and that's at 7 p.m. So those are some of your things that are happening. You got the Missoula Valley Winter Market, which has been happening every single Saturday since the farmers market have wrapped up this season. So those are a bunch of your events. I'm almost out of breath because I'm talking and not actually breathing. All right, I just want to say, once again, thank you guys for joining me this morning. And if you want more information about my morning show, you can go to wakeupmissoula.wixsite.com/wakeupmissoula. You can Google me. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and the Twitter. All these wonderful resources where you can find all these short clips and videos and more, along with my full show, also by logging on to mcat.org. All right, so I think that pretty much does it. Tonight is orientation night. Every Wednesday night is orientation night. I won't see you this Friday, but I will see you a week from today, which will be on the 28th. So for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramp. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and eat safe.